And good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning steam for Saturday, November 11th. I'm Ramon Scott coming to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas, where we're getting ready for another big sports betting day, including key matchups in college football throughout the landscape. Got a huge NHL card. We've got 4 NBA games. We got some college basketball we can talk about in our newest segment, the most popular segment. I guess I could just come on here and read the steam, and why not? You guys wanted it. We'll try to do it, and that's going to probably be our college basketball coverage today. There's not a lot of great games on the college basketball landscape. They overwhelmed us yesterday. How'd you guys do yesterday with some of those plays? And, there was college football, there was NBA. What were you guys focused on yesterday? I'm watching soccer matches right now, including Tottenham 1-0 over Wolverhampton. You got Girona and Rayo going at it here, and seeing goals scored as we speak. What are you guys up to in international soccer today? Early action, certainly. Also, I see action here from Italy. We're going to have 3 games go off at the top of the hour in the Premier League. Arsenal and Burnley, Palace and Everton, Man U and Luton. Man U, can they just turn this around? They don't want to be embarrassed this season. Hello to everyone strolling in today on a Saturday. Maybe we get a little different group in here on Saturdays, but hey, it's a little bit different kind of vibe when the games are coming up. We got the big day going. Let me say hello to some friends here coming in today. Opening the door for us was Blake here. Blake, how'd it go? Hey, want to shout out yesterday. I think Cindy and I didn't have it going on the Tennessee Tech Murray game, but maybe Blake can review his Tech team. But how about Cindy giving out Oakland yesterday, if you remember, against Illinois? So shout out yesterday. Here also, Ari Gold here today. He's got that uh, Iowa Hawkeye. Saw that on Mindy's show. Sure, that's the old. Uh, oh boy, I better get his name right. And I just remember, man, I had a poster when I was young of the Hawkeyes, and uh, kind of made me love the Hawkeyes. And uh, when they changed their colors to black and gold, they used to be blue and gold, and their legendary coach Breezy's ready for maybe some NHL action. How about last night's games on the ice, huh? With Friday, uh, we did have a premium winner with Minnesota and Buffalo under. We were 3-3 on the show, 1-1 in the premium. So what can you say? Yeah, we tried to go with the Sharks. I'm so sorry. You guys don't even need to tune in the show. And what you if there's a $5 favorite, I'm going to be on the dog. I probably, if even if it's a junior league team, I would imagine. Let's get it, Breezy. Let's get a win today. Jacoby's here. Ferner's here. Salty Fly Guy is here as well. Ferner's ready for the Ohio State game. Kerbin's here today. Hayden Fry. Thank you, Ari. You knew I was trying to think of it. Oh, I could. I mean, that's probably the first time. I think I'm getting that stage in my life. I mean, how can I not, say Hayden Fry right here, right? Uh, on the show. So, yeah, solo hello to Team Steam. Uh, we had premium winner last night in college football. We had the under with Wyoming and UNLV. So plenty of college football. I'll go over maybe 10, maybe a dozen games. We got about 25 games to cover. We're not going to wait long. Um, College basketball is gonna be up to you guys. I realize now why you guys want that steam so much. I mean, I know the steam is pretty solid, and yeah, those lines can move a little bit. But I was like, man, these guys are really hot, and I like. I mean, that's one of my keys to capping is waiting. Is waiting for those moves, then going in and seeing what's behind the move, seeing if I think it's a good move, a bad move, where it is. But you guys, when I was given that steam, how many days did we do it now? 3 days here on the show, where we've given out that uh, you know widely reported steam as kind of the focus of the college. No wonder you guys are into it. The report this week's report is 172 wins and 129 losses. So yeah, probably take that every time. And yeah, there were a few maybe it got away from them because that's what happens with the steam. So good week so far for Curvin, and nice to see you guys. Ari said he took Wyoming. He bought a bunch of points there. So we're going to head over to Tony'sPicks.com, I think, real quick, and maybe talk about who did what on the site with their picks, because I got some news to show you. And then we also had NBA. We had premium winners with the Minnesota Timberwolves yesterday. On the site, and most of our winners actually came in college basketball. That was just a pretty crazy card, but man, we had several winners, including the Akron Zips. We had the Georgia Bulldogs yesterday as a premium winner. We had Yale Gonzaga over as a premium winner. Here comes that steam. You guys are going to want it. We had Colorado State. We had Davidson. We went, we had some L's in there, but this is where we did our damage yesterday to come out on in the profit again. 4 out of 5 days for me, but I still can break quite under the weekly leaderboard. Yeah, that's how awkward the 2 days were last week. So we'll get there today, I would think, especially with a bunch of college basketball. Even though it's not the best card today, it's about college football today and where we're going to stand after tonight. So, oh, good night. Munchie is here today as well. Hello, Munchie. All right, let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com and take a look at who is hot, because I'll tell you what, there's one guy on top of the leaderboards today having a big day. Probably could have a big breakfast with as much damage as he did yesterday. And good leaderboard here today from the handicappers at Tony'sPicks.com and the network here. Ben Ruhala, 90% yesterday, just 90%. I'll tell you what, it was in prop land, and they were good props too, man. Ben got there almost on every, he might have got there, I guess he did get there on every one. Uh, with the props yesterday, and he's firing away again. So check out Ben's props. When you can hit these, I mean, you can really do some damage. Marlon Pettis, 5-1 yesterday, plus 375 units. Ralph Raymond, 5-1, plus 325 units. Daniel Olasachuk won all three of his plays. We gave them to you. We said right on the air, said, here's, you know, Daniel, he's always consistent, putting in his $15 play, putting in his best bet. I wish I had such strong consistency, putting in the plays like that. And he has a big, perfect day 3-0. So does Tony T. It seems like it's getting to be old hat right now with Tony, putting up these winning days, sweeping this board, sweeping this card 3-0. Nick Lagarettos 4-2. There I am. Another profitable day. These we'll take them every time. We're gonna keep on doing this. Certainly, it's college basketball season, so I just want to show you one more thing before we go. But Hollywood Sam won his only play. Joseph Schultz 2-1, and probably got a profit as well. So over the last 7 days, Ben Ruhala, Hala 1361 over the last 7 days here on the site. Tony T plus 1017 over the last 7 days. That will get it done every single time. Ralph Raymond is up nearly 10 units over the last 7 days. Nick Lagaretos is up 5 and 2/3 units over the last 7 days. And Tiffany Mintz is up 541 over the last 7 days on the network. Last 30 days, Hollywood Sam crushing it up nearly 23 1/3 units. Chauncey Giles, kind of like taking your vitamins, grab 3 or 4 Chauncey picks a day, you'd be up nearly 18 units over the last 30 days. Ben Ruhala up nearly 16 3/4 units. Daniel Walasachuk up 15 units, and probably Sam Murdy up 1,300 units over the last 30 days at Tony'sPicks.com. Just want to show, as we get into the college basketball season, you can take a look at some of the numbers on the Handicapper Leaderboard 2.0, where the previous records are. And if you take a look at each individual capper, you can see, how they do. For example, here I am, and you see in 2023 here, college basketball up nearly 43 3/4 units. Now, that's not since last week. That's since January 1st. And that's really, I would say, I don't know if it's my best. I think it is my best here on the site over the years. It's really just because of the sheer volume. You really can pick and choose your best plays. Yeah, I mean, I've ended up on a couple games so far on the wrong side of uh, you know, spread so far, but I'll even all that out as well, just as I always do with my NHL, my NFL up there, college football as well. Profitable. So check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com. You can check out the premium picks section of our cappers. Everybody's got some packages already locked and loaded. This college basketball card starts in just a couple of hours, and I've got a 3-pack today in college basketball that starts here with uh, those games. I think I might have even went on the game right off the top of the board here, I think, today. So check it out. Ben Ruhala's got his plays. There it is. Look at a 5-pack of props for $45, and Ben went 9-1 yesterday. So might want to consider that package. He's got his NFL for tomorrow as well. Tony T's got his college football primetime action, a 3-pack up there. He's got loaded for college football. Looks like Tony's going hard today. He's in a groove. Why not? Daniel Walasachuk 5-pack. Hollywood Sam has his college football and NFL package together here for the weekend. Everyone's got a bunch of plays, obviously, here right now, and there I am. So check this out. I've got an early 3-pack of college winners here. For just $25, my early 3 plays from college basketball, where we had a pretty strong day yesterday, and my college football pack here as well. College football 3-pack as well. I'll have more plays today. I feel like we're gonna have a big day. So we could be rolling 12, 15. Could we go higher with all these sports today? And we shall see. So check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com. You can click on the All Cappers tab. There you'll find the handicappers. Click on the handicapper of your choice and get signed up. Appreciate you listening to the commercial. And let's get back over and say hello to some more folks. So I kind of emoji it up here on my packages on the fly. I guess it was pretty late last night when I was getting banned. There was some decent late action on the sports slate. I was watching the Rebels against Wyoming here in Las Vegas. Man, they look pretty decent for a UNLV team. All right, let's go over back to the comments and get this show started. 'Cause we got a lot of games to preview here and not a lot of time to do it. Lewis is here today. Hello. And also Nathan did not like the Wildcats in Ramsey World. Hello. Steam's rolling in. You're going to want to know what goes on. We'll save it so we can get some more plays in before we rattle it off, but we'll do it before 8 a.m. and we'll get the show rolling here. Right, Ari? You never know. I mean, Odom's done a great, great job with the Rebels, man. And I guess on a personal note, San Diego State did not look good at all. It was a typical San Diego State BYU game, but don't want to lose that one, San Diego State. I've got questions. I've got concerns. I was talking up San Diego State, and they'll be fine to a certain extent, but what I see is not what I saw from last year, and it could develop into a little bit here, but I'm going to say right now, not as good as last year. All right, let's roll with the show and see what you want to talk about here today because it's going to be college football centric to start. Yeah, we've skipped more games this week with the start of the college football season. And, if you weren't bowl eligible, if you're almost, you have to be two bowl eligible teams here to get kind of into the show, it feels like at this point because of the extra games and all that. We've got a huge hockey schedule here as well. We previewed several games already, so we're really going to go right into the evening slate here tonight. And we'll start, of course, in my favorite, the SEC. With Ole Miss taking on Georgia. College football. Actually, get my college basketball papers out. Look at yesterday, you guys. Here I am starting the show, and I'm already on track. I mean, this is a typical college football huge card. And let's just put that aside and talk about today's college football. That was college basketball, of course. All right. With Mississippi and Georgia, Ole Miss coming in. Hey, who saw it? Well, we saw it coming, kind of, maybe. Yes, Mississippi 8-1, 5-1 in the SEC right now. They've won five straight, averaging over 35 points a game for sure, if not more, in those games. Now, the going up against Georgia, I mean, it's not going to be an easy situation. I'm not trying to slight this situation and try to talk up Mississippi here. And in fact, this game has moved lower here coming up today and showing right now 10.5, maybe even some tens out there. This one opened as high as 12 for the Bulldogs, and I'm sure they'll keep it going. We saw the maybe the joke was on me when I started talking about the top four, and there has been some time like what I talked about with the selection committee, kind of trying to make a drama out of it. Right? They don't really know, they don't really care who number one is, as long as they announce their four teams that are in the mix for the playoff. And we'll see. Shake it up. I mean, I don't want to bury the lead. Maybe this isn't the appropriate spot to talk about what's going on with the Wolverines. Maybe we can wait for Perky to get in here. He just posted a ticket on Michigan to win today's game, so we'll squeeze that in here in just a second. That probably was my bad for not talking about it in the monologue, but for Georgia here. They're just 2-5-1 against the spread this season, but I don't know. I feel like they're starting to hit their stride. Well, I mean, I don't know. They're in stride, but just as far as getting ready for the BCS, got to win these games. I mean, this is tough. This is about as tough as it gets, right? With Lane Kiffin coming in and Ole Miss. I mean, uh, I do think Georgia's going to get this money here. Actually, I think this is kind of sets up for the spot. Hey, Kiffin comes in. I think there's going to be a little bit of people wanting to get some action with Lane Kiffin here getting a bushel full of points, but I don't know if I do. I think I want to lay these points here. I know it's 10.5. I'm even seeing an 11 out there right now, so it's a little bit uncomfortable to a certain extent, but I don't know. I think I'd rather lay it. I think Georgia can actually win this one by 2 touchdowns or more here. uh, in this. Look, uh, they did give up. Georgia gave up 219 yards rushing to Auburn, and that was probably their, their closest game so far this season. But Georgia, not only the defense is on fire, but they're throwing for 300 yards a game in the last 5 games. More than that, way more than that, actually. 325 or 330 yards, it looks like here, looking at these numbers from the last few games. So, look, this quarterback is definitely doing well, and 5 of the last 6 games for Georgia have gone under. I would imagine they'll, be able to tack something on here. Um, in this one, I did see a little bit of movement yesterday back to the under, but I was feeling like it might go over. But I think my play is going to be on the dogs here. Um, well, I better uh, take a -11. Let me at least do that because and the total currently sitting at still 58.5. So let's go ahead and I'm taking Georgia to get this money here today as my pick. Look, you know, I don't want to slight Ole Miss. They have gone under in 3 of their last 4. Kiffin 13-8-3 ATS off of a win. Anything from you guys in the comments? It's a big Georgia game today. Want to say hello to Matt D here today, right? Matt, that's right, Matt. So no excuses. I don't want to put up a loser. I mean, still should have the same percentage, right? So even when I throw in the pardon me, losing day, we're gonna come back. We're gonna keep hitting that percentage. Peasy says we need to break it through. You can't just, tread the water here. And Denise, welcome. Nice to see you today, Denise. Appreciate you. And Jacoby's here taking Georgia as well. So is Blake. Nathan says, you know what? I can't pass this up with Ole Miss. And I don't know if I was going to make it to a premium with the side or the total in this game, quite frankly. So let's take Georgia. What is that, Nathan? Those are fish on a fish flag or something. Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's move on here. College football action from the Big 12, and we got West Virginia traveling down to Norman to take on the Sooners. And the Sooners here, 11.5 point favorite, total 59.5. I am even seeing a little bit of 60 out there right now. We've seen movement coming in this morning. Right before we went on the air, they were hitting this one. Uh, to the under just as we were coming on the air. Took note of a double move actually at book at MGM. So now that was interesting to me because the total was been as low as 57 in this game and went up to as high as 62.5, and now is starting to come back down a little bit, but I wasn't even sure about the total. Usually that feels like my strong point. Maybe I'm going to lean the over in this one. We'll see what happens there. Maybe I'm hanging out for a premium and just not being truthful. I would never do that to you guys. I don't like the total, but I like the side, and I'm going to take Oklahoma here to blow out West Virginia, I guess is the only way that I could put it in this one. I'm going to take the Sooners and lay 11.5 points in this contest against West Virginia coming in here. I certainly think right now for the Sooners, given their situation at this time, and they're 7-2. I mean, look, West Virginia's had a good season. They're 6-3, so no problem there. But I'm going to take uh, I am going to take the Sooners in this one. Let's see if you guys have a play. Blake wants to go under here. I'm going to take note of what you guys are saying in this because, I wasn't sure necessarily on the total yet. But like I said, I did see as high as 62 down here to, 57 ish. Make sure of that. Now up to mostly, yeah, 58. I'm starting to see maybe a little 60 here. Terrell, maybe he's got a question regarding. Let me see here. Oh, he's just, yeah. Oh, well, okay. Maybe we could. Okay, we'll take down the banner. We'll address it right now. Look, kind of want to talk more about the Oklahoma game. We got so many games to talk about, and this is kind of important, right? So, I know they want previews of games, but let's just talk about the elephant in the room here, real quick. So, Terrell said, "Would Michigan?" And so, what's happening here, right? We think of the committee came on and said, "Hey, we don't." We're not taking anything of the sign stealing allegations or the sign stealing issues. Let's just cover it in case you were out yesterday. Maybe most of you know, but Jim Harbaugh suspended for today's game, unless I've missed something here over the last few minutes. Jim Harbaugh suspended for the rest of the regular season for his alleged role or stewardship, maybe, of the Michigan sign stealing scandal. Michigan comes down and says, "What are you doing, Big Ten? This is, I mean, we're just a lot better at it than everybody else. So you're just busting us because everyone's doing it. This is what happens in college football because the game is so far behind. I mean, even in high school, they use, well, most." Pardon me, guys. Might need a drink here. Uh, Even in well, I'd say that most of the high school, the bigger ones or the bigger use depending on the leagues. I mean, I know there's some different rule, but in college you don't use electronic equipment, right? You don't have the headset, you don't have the helmet, everything like the NFL. So you see all the goofy things that everyone's had a lot of fun with over the years. Pictures of you know whatever they have on the sidelines. I mean, teams have gotten in trouble for showing bikini women and making fun of celebrities with mustaches on it and stuff. So uh, the technology is a little bit so there's a lot of complexities to the way things work right now in college football, and you could probably solve this just by changing the rule and letting them put electronic devices in so you can just whistle in, have 8 guys doing all this and all that. So but what Terrell says, will the loser of Michigan Ohio State fall out of the playoffs? And so I think the committee's been advised, hey, don't take this into consideration with Michigan. Try to look at it objectively. They even said, hey, Big Ten says we're penalizing the school, not the coach. Well, that's bull. So I'm here more now to defend Harbaugh, whereas maybe first we were like, why can't this guy be just a little bit more humble and say, hey, or come out and say it like I'm saying it. I mean, I know he has said it to a certain extent, but again, uh, every team's doing it in one way or another. It's just that they had maybe taken it to another level and kind of taunted it because of Harbaugh's brash, brazen attitude towards his success and all that. So, but what could happen here is, remember, you just got a committee in a room deciding those teams. I would imagine the human element will come in eventually, and if Michigan were to lose, look, I don't know if uh, so if Brent's here today, I mean, he or Perky, he was already coming in on Michigan. This is going to be a tough game for Michigan today. We've already covered it here on the show, if you remember. The big game of the day, and I already said I like the game to go under. Now, Michigan had just found out they were on a flight. Now they had probably gotten a little bit of wind what was going to happen, but they basically were, in the approach, I guess, to the. I don't know where they land to go to Happy Valley. Is it Pittsburgh? Is there something closer? I don't know what but while they were in the air, everything was kind of going down, so to speak, and that's when they found out. So that'll be so the human element might come into play, and then they'll say, "Hey, so if Michigan loses, they're probably going to get knocked out because of that." And they're not supposed to. You're supposed to look at it objectively, but I think the human element will come into play. And yeah, Blake, I said it on that other show. I think, he'll be coming to Vegas possibly here. So, all right. Let's keep going here with the coverage today. I've taken Oklahoma, got some more picks for you here with well, I'm still covering SEC action. I mean, this is still a pretty nice contest, even though it's a two-touchdown spread today with Florida going up against LSU. And LSU, look, Daniels has had a big year. I'm a big fan of his, but he's out there kind of winging it a little bit now and gambling a little bit. It hasn't been the best situation for Florida this season, but I think that LSU is getting a little bit too inflated here right now for my liking, and I'm more interested in Florida probably in this one with 14 or 15 points. Let's see if that's still the spread. I think I was a little bit. I was prepared today for this big card, and so these lines may be a little bit stale actually. Showing some 14 and a halves out there and some 15 and a half. So we'll just call it 15. Yeah, this total could be around 67 right now, and that's probably going to be a little bit too high for me as well. So I could go either way here. I don't know if you guys even care about this game too much. Hello to Tony Pizzuto today. He liked the Mountaineers in that other game. Thank you. And also to my dear friend Lazzy Love here today. So yeah, no, Ari, they have internet. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They just might have gotten wind of it before they boarded the flight. Like, hey, I'm sure that Michigan was kept well in the loop. Harbaugh may have boarded that plane well knowing he was at this point, and maybe he knew he was about to be suspended. Maybe he didn't, but that's when the problem there, Ari, was they leaked the information to the media reportedly before Michigan officially found out. So the word broke, and that's probably how they got the message, unless they were getting it to Harbaugh right away. Was they said that social media was able to report it before then. So, okay. Anyways, here I like well, I might as well. Maybe I could give it a little double play today. There's a lot of action here, and I do like side and total here in this one right now. And I'm going to take the Gators plus these points. I don't think for me the Tigers are showing enough consistency here. Lazzy will take Florida with me to get a blowout win, even of a Florida team here today. I mean, look, Florida, they're still 5-4, but LSU is just 6-3. They are 9-0 to the over. The LSU's been going massively over, no doubt about it. But I don't know. I might actually be finding a way to take the under. I am taking the under. And Ari, that's where I know you must be kidding because that would be totally ridiculous. All right, give me Florida and the under in this one. I love you, man, but this is real life. Uh, all right, but it is fun to say things like that. Certainly, I'm guilty of it as anybody. I mean, I've already gotten a little bit of trouble this week, not with the bosses, but with some of the viewers on some of the parody that I've said this week as well. So you can do it. I don't have a problem with it, but I'm just calling you out a little bit if you really think that. I know you don't. Gerardo, hello, nice to see you as well. and hope to see your plays today. Great action yesterday, and I want your plays today with all these matches. All right. SEC action, Mississippi State taking on Texas A&M. College football here for Saturday. A&M big. I said I was going to try. I'm not trying to give out these lopsided games, but well, we're in the SEC. We got to talk about A&M probably a little bit here in this one. And A&M currently favored here by big number 18 as it stands right now. This is game number 205 and 206. I'm not worried right now, though. I don't think. I think A&M probably gets the route here. Is the way I feel. Yeah, we're gonna have to get it over 17. That makes it feel a little bit uncomfortable here, but I would think they will shut down Mississippi State, quite frankly, with their defense. And I think that's how the game is probably going to be won. You see the total there, 42. I mean, this is a thread the needle special. And did I get burned last week on one of them right here on the air? Yeah, I guess I did, but still going to try Texas A&M here, and the under. Why not? I'm not going to try a premium. I don't think here with this game, but I think Texas fits fits it right in there. Look, Mississippi State, they're 2-7 to the number this season, so why wouldn't it be? You know, I guess 30, 34 to uh, 34 to 10, maybe. No, that's too high. 31 to 10. 31 to 10. Would that get it done? I guess 31 to 10 would have to get it done. So that's my score pick right there. 31 to 10 or so. That would get you home with Texas A&M on the under. Just shows you how difficult it is, right? And let's see how accurate these type of games are. This is perfect experiment because you can't go too much higher. I mean, if you go to 34 to 10, you're going over. I mean, yeah, A&M's covering, but then you're going over. So could actually be just 28 to nothing or 28 to 7 or something like that. So I like Texas A&M just to handle the business here and get it done against Mississippi State. I think they'll smash, win, and cover today against the Bulldogs. So yeah. Ari, you're right. I mean, well, that's right. That's what I'm saying. And I think that's what Michigan is saying, and they're kind of flaunting it like, this is what is done in college football. This is the way it's been going down. And if anybody was going to be doing it for years, it would be Harbaugh, a man who wants to win. And it's kind of like stealing signs in baseball, right? I mean, there was never any problem back in the day. That's what you did. The guy at second base tipped off the batter. You better disguise your signs a little better. The Duke Blue Devils will take on North Carolina Tar Heels. College football action here for Saturday night. You got two teams separated by 8 miles and two shades of blue. With this one, of course, not on the hardwood, but good, decent football game. We used to make fun of Duke and North Carolina during football season, but this is a little bit better matchup here this year with Carolina favored by 11.5, and the total here is at 51.5. Take a peek here and see if there's been any movement that I'm interested in today in this one. As I'm showing it right now, 12.5 and 51.5, and I think it's worth updating. That's a significant move here to Carolina today. Another half a point, certainly. And this one did look ahead was as low as 7, but I think generally the number was 10. And this one has continued to move steadily throughout the week. was as low. Like I said, the look ahead was 7, but I think the general opener was 9.5 or so. Immediately bet up to 10.5, 11, 11.5. Just kept going. Really, this week with this one with North Carolina, and I don't know. I mean, with if North Carolina is going to be in a situation to get a number here necessarily. Now, I know that there is some concerns right now with Riley Leonard being out, but I don't know. I thought Duke handled the business pretty good with Loftus, so I'm sure that's what it's all based on because Leonard is so good. And yeah, I felt uncomfortable. Uh, Let's see if you guys have anything here in this one. Terrell's giving us a weather update. Thank you, Gerardo. Thank you for those plays. All right. I don't know if you guys necessarily have much here with the Blue Devils and the Tar Heels. I'm interested in this one, but I am, and I'm going to take Duke. I think a lot of people are going to be off Duke here because of the Leonard situation, and the Sharps have been all over North Carolina, no doubt about it. They've actually started coming back on Duke here a little bit today, early morning. It's not very good steam, actually, but um, I don't know. I just don't know if I want any part of North Carolina here at laying this big number. I'd probably want to even buy it up, maybe make sure I get 2 touchdowns. But Duke for Matt, Duke for Blake. Okay, that makes me feel better because actually I thought, well, yeah, and I do too. Well, Ari, it's just because Leonard. I mean, he is a you know pretty good quarterback for Duke that is out of the lineup, and it's definitely a downgrade for them here in this one. So that's been what the move has been based on. It only does concern me because the buyback here by the Sharps on Duke today, now that it got as high as 13 and a half, and they came in and tried to buy in on this 13 and a half. They got some 13 and a halves, and they're not very strong, quite frankly. So it almost wants to make me think that maybe that there isn't um as much hope for Duke. But again, I think I agree, and I'm just going to try to take a chance here with the backup today for Duke in there. Grayson Loftus, he's the quarterback today. All right, let's get some Pac-12 action out west with Arizona State going up here against UCLA. And well, we do have some pretty big favorites. I tried to pick out some good television games. Maybe this is just what we're left with today as we wind down here in early November. But you do have the Bruins favored in this one by 16 and a half now against Arizona State. Wow. In fact, I'm showing this one up to 17 now, and the total maybe even sneaking up here a little bit. I see a 45 out there, but the action isn't really necessarily too sharp today. I don't know if it's going to withstand, but I do think the Bruins actually could do a number here. This feels like the right spot for the Bruins now. Definitely not getting the best price here. This one opened as low as 15, was immediately bought up to 17. I actually saw an opener of 14 out there at a few spots. At just one spot actually, but an opener of 14 that was immediately bought up. And I'm going to take the Bruins. I better put it at 17, so give it a little bit of a challenge here. I've got a blowout in this one with UCLA to rout the Sun Devils in this one. And that total, man, that thing has gone down, down, down. I don't know about that. I think the Bruins could be putting up some money here. Some points. I think the Bruins could be putting up a number here on Arizona State. We'll see. I'm just going to lay the points with the Bruins. Uh, probably landed an extra field goal. But again, that move came relatively early. It wasn't like anything was stunned on us. In fact, this line did go up to 18 and a half. That's when they started to come back a little bit on Arizona State, and those moves don't look too swift. I'm going to take the Bruins to roll here against the Sun Devils. Big 12 seems funny. You have these BYU games every week. You're like, why are these? But this is a conference play for the Cougars here taking on Iowa State at home in Provo. So right now I'm showing BYU in this one, an underdog at home. It's been kind of a rough time so far, and well, I'm showing Iowa State probably up to an 8-point favorite. We better update it here with Iowa State 8 and the total, definitely at 41. So game 171, 172. And maybe that could be a little bit hefty on the road considering, BYU at home, but more so, I think I'm interested in the under in this one. Not This isn't your typical BYU offense, certainly right now, and if they're going to be stay in this game at all, they'll have to keep it to a low score. And Iowa State, while they have had some pretty good success this season in that role, let's see, as a road favorite. Let me see. I hope I have road favorite. We might just have to roll with the play here, but all right. Yeah, I'm not ready to go on that. Steam play. I'm going to take the under. I'm not ready to go on the side anyways, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. Maybe holding something back here later on. So Nathan asked about the Michigan game. We talked about it the other day, but I did take in that game, Nathan. I did give out earlier this week. We did give out the under in the game. Let me make sure I got. Let me make sure I got that right, brother. Yep, we gave out the under in the Michigan and Penn State game, the big game. Blake's going to take BYU at home. And let's see what else you guys have. Ari says right here, isn't BYU 5-4? Yeah, good point, Ari. I mean, they're 5-4, and so is Iowa State. So why couldn't BYU hang on in here? But looks, really just kind of having a little bit of maybe of class difference here with Iowa State. BYU, maybe it's been an underachieving season, and we don't know about the status of, if you care, Keaton Slovis. Look, some people would say they don't want Slovis in there. He has experience, obviously. He's been around a long time. He's probably the guy you want in there, but instead they will end up with their backup. So that's kind of what's going on here for BYU in this one. It's Jake Retzlaff, so he's not. This guy has some experience, no doubt. So I'm going to be on the under, though. I'll take the under. Don't feel comfortable with it at 41. It opened as high as, I want to say, 42 and a half. And I would like the under. Opened as high as 45 and a half. So wow. So there is a move been a significant move to the under all week in this one. I never had any chance of that, but I saw 42 and a half. So. All right, USC and Oregon. This is our final game. We'll preview of the day here, and Oregon, big favorite here. You see Nathan always, or let's see, was it Nathan who said it? will USC even play? Ari said, will USC even play all their players in this one? And yeah, right. I mean, that's been the talk at USC kind of mailing it in here a little bit. They better show up somehow in this game. I would imagine offensively, they'll be all into it. I would imagine they'll be able to trade here. Yeah, could they end up losing it? Some kind of crazy, uh, 20 point, could it be 50 to 30? I imagine it could actually. And I would think this one was going to be kind of a wild one here, or a crazy game. It feels like to me, no stopping these two teams today. I'm not worried about, the Caleb Williams emotional whatever, right? No problem with anything Caleb's doing. He's playing for the stats here. He's still firing, right? I don't think there's going to be any problem with that. Blake and I are going to be in a challenge here. I'm going USC somehow. Look, here's the other thing. I mean, this one is talk about unless. Do you guys think Oregon's going to really, Blake? They better be winning by 24 because USC gonna still be coming, and 24 is a lot to be, trying to hang on to a back door. So I'm on USC in this one, you guys. Plus 16. Yeah, is it gonna be 50 to 30 or something like that? 50 to 37. Yeah, probably is gonna be some crazy score like that. I would imagine this game probably gets into the 80s. Um, doesn't feel great at 77. What is it now? Is it higher? Probably should be today because, don't. Why are everybody leaving out Bo Nix of the Heis? Are they leaving out Bo Nix of the Heisman talk? I don't know if they are. He might put up 5 bills today or something crazy like that. So the total's up to 77. I'd imagine it goes through the roof today with USC and Oregon. But I'll take USC to get it. I my this bet may hinge on the game being, 21-point game with just a couple minutes left and go down the field and get that back door. So, all right, let's look at some of the college football today. Salty, thank you. I'll take the points. I'll take the over. It's a parlay. I've got 4 games to look at in the NBA for action here on Saturday. And let's get started here with this card after yesterday's action that we saw. Gave out some winners here on the show, didn't we, yesterday? We gave out the Charlotte Hornets on the show, and we gave out the Utah Jazz on the show, and we gave out the Dallas Mavericks on the show yesterday. So let's see if we can get some winners here today in NBA action. The Milwaukee Bucks are going to be taking on the Orlando Magic NBA action here for Saturday. This is all pretty much an evening card. This card gets underway at 6 Eastern and 3 Pacific with the Bucks on the road, laying the points. The Bucks are the worst spread team in the league, I do believe, at 1-7 right now. So how are you going to trust them to get the money here against one of the best spread teams in the league, the Orlando Magic? They're 6-2 against the numbers so far. Their Bucks are laying 4.5. The Bucks, I think it's becoming apparent they're not even the same Bucks right now. So whatever's going on, we know a little bit of what's going on, and maybe this could be the spot for them. I don't necessarily want to go against them just yet. If anything, I know that it does. I think it could be a situation where here on Saturday, squares could look at it, see the Bucks favored, and might want to take them. Um, But I don't know. I'm going to take the under in this one. I think the Magic probably can find a way to hang in there in this game. They are the ones that are 6-2 against the spread, and the Bucks are 1-7 against the spread. Now the Bucks are just 5-3. They're probably not the same Bucks. They might be a 50-win Buck team. I don't think they're a 60-win Buck team, but we shall see. Now the Magic, they appear to be definitely improved. I think they're outside. You look at what Minnesota's doing. Orlando could do worse to follow that path right now. Orlando does play some interesting defense right now, certainly for their given their expectations and where they're at overall in the scheme of things. 4-4 is definitely a little bit of overachievement right now, or maybe that's where you need to be if you're the budding Magic here. And I'm sure that they can hang in there tonight um, with the Bucks, who can't cover any spreads. But let me give out the under here as my play. That's what I prefer in this one. I think it's probably already gone up. It's probably a let me see. So I'm getting a pretty good price at 232. We'll see where it goes. Maybe I'm starting to hit finally on the. I think I've narrowed down the ranges with my NBA totals information. So we'll see. Nathan has the Magic here. He says it'll be 112 to 108 in favor of the Magic. I'll take the under. That would be under. All right. That was my stomach growling. If you I don't have any pizza here left over or anything like that right now. Raptors and Celtics here. Action for Saturday. Got the Celtics, a big favorite here, of course. A favorite by 8, maybe even 7.5 right now. Showing the total on the rise. 223.5, 224. Definitely worth updating. This total is on the move higher. If there's any move in this game, maybe it's on the Raptors on the side. I don't know. That's kind of where I might lean when looking at this one. Now, the reported steam did come in on the under in this game. I have a feeling that that's way this one might end up going, quite frankly. Yeah, there was some sharp movement to the over that caught my eye, but I wasn't ready to go with it here, and I'm gonna go with the under in this one as my play. I got another under here today. I'm taking the Raptors and the Celtics to go under tonight. Not much to say as far as trends right now with these two teams because you have, I think they're combined 9-7 to the over. So uh, not a lot there, but the Raptors are averaging just 109 points per game and allowing 108. So that would indicate maybe that they could be that type of team here, especially with the Celtics just allowing 108 points per game so far. But uh, you know, we can find ways to try to make fun of the Celtics right now, or try to find deficiencies in what's going on. Yeah, they're 6-2. Have they been favored by too many points? Sometimes, yeah. Could they be favored by too many points tonight? Yeah, maybe the case again here. Last night was it? Interesting. Now we did give out the total yesterday on the show, but the comment was that this is more of the spot that it feels like you want to take the Celtics. The spot last night against the Nets. Now the Nets were our darling team, and yet I still was hesitant to pull the trigger on the show with the Nets, if you notice. So can't take any credit for giving out the Celtics or anything like that. But and in fact, I don't even think this is the right situation for him here. I think we're back to being favored by a little bit too much against a team like Toronto. I think Brooklyn was a little bit high on the hog there a little bit as well. They haven't been, winning; they've just been covering. Well, they've been 500, but okay. So for me, give me the under in this one. I've got two unders so far here in college football. And Gerardo, thank you for your contributions. Nathan, thank you for your college basketball today. Here's Blake says he wants the under with me. That should be a that's we're gonna figure out this consensus thing here shortly. I've got to figure it out. I got to figure out how we're gonna do it. So many sports right now. This is great. Heat and Hawks. NBA action. This one is for Saturday. I don't need to say the date anymore. I think we're just making one long video now. I don't think I get chopped up into a million videos anymore. I think I just am on a NBA show as a separate video. So I might stop doing that. Thinking to myself here. All right, Miami and Atlanta here. This one shapes up pretty darn good for the Atlanta Hawks, I would think today. I wouldn't want to be Miami coming into this one, if you know what I mean. Now, I don't know if I'm going to give it out here necessarily because, boy, I like the Hawks in this game. You guys, Heat are 2-6 against the number so far. Atlanta comes in with a 5-3 record. They actually haven't been getting very many numbers, and maybe they've been a little bit overpriced, but I don't know. Tonight, might be looking for Atlanta to finally get a number here. Total at 229. And of course, the Hawks, definitely push the pace a little bit, don't they? Averaging 121 points a game. They give up 117, but the Heat, they've actually allowed 110 points per game this season. They're just 2-6 to the number so far. So I'm going to end up here playing the total. I think I might just be too excited about the side. And, please support me and get my premium picks. But I'm going under again. I've got 3 unders tonight with the first 3 games. I'm going under in the game with the Heat and the Hawks. I think it'll be the Heat that might have the issues here, scoring on the road a little bit. I'm not trying to sell anybody on the Hawks defense right now, but in the game tonight, I definitely think we could be more toward the mid 220s here, maybe even low 220s if the Heat doesn't get there, like I might expect. But I'm going to go under in this game with the Hawks and the Heat. And I expect the Hawks to win this one by probably a half a dozen or more. Final. So I want you to subscribe, but if you don't have time, there you go. For today, at least. And let's see here. Terrell says the Heat are lacking that firepower right now. And the Hawks coming in off the win in Mexico. And something to consider too, right? A little bit with the travel situation. But I don't know if anybody's too worried about it. Right, Mexico City is just kind of like a trip across the country or so. Just a trip across the country. One more game tonight, and it's a good one. I think the one everybody's talking about might be. It's a good card tonight, huh? With the Cavaliers and the Warriors to wrap it up here, 8:40 Eastern, 5:40 Pacific. The Cavs get healthy. They're just 3-5. Probably going to get them at some very good, maybe get some bargains here. It feels like with the Cavs are also 2-6 against the number. That's a little bit uncavalier-like to a certain extent. Maybe people, and maybe I've been guilty a little bit too without Allen in there that, they've talked about maybe, but they're getting healthier certainly right now. And we've seen action coming in here on this one with the Cavs today getting all these points. I mean, I want to take the Cavs a little bit. I think this is a spot for the Cavs. Kind of want to go premium to a certain extent. Let's see if you guys, I would imagine you guys might be on this game here a little bit today. And I I feel like this is a spot for the Cavs. Look, they're not doing very well against the spread right now. The Warriors actually are 5-4 so far against the spread. Warriors 3-6 to the under so far this season. And for me, I don't know. I'm gonna try to take these points with the Cavs here. They haven't really been that great to the number so far, but the Warriors have failed in both of their home games so far to the number. And with the Cavs starting to get a little bit healthier, I think I'm going to try the Cavaliers here tonight, plus the points. I'm not sure on the total. There's been some action here. In fact, let me at least recite the action. Um, Now the sharps have been all on the over here, to be honest, but with mixed results. And um, my inclination, interestingly, the Cavaliers known for those unders so far 3-1 to the over, but again, Allen is just starting to get back in the fold a little bit. He's the real rim protector of the team. It does change everything kind of when he's in there right now. So we'll see. Warriors are probably doing as expected. Cavaliers are definitely underachieving so far, but I don't think they're. I don't think the Cavs are toast or anything. I don't think they're out of it. They're a good team. Of course, they're not out of it. I'm just generalizing their slow start right now because I think we do expect them to be well above 500 at 3-5 right now. So let's take the Cavs here to try to get a little bit healthy and get a win over the Warriors. Remember when these guys just were? Remember when this was the NBA Finals? All right. Let's go to hockey now, and then we'll come back to the college basketball, the steam. I know that's what you guys are wanting, so we'll let a little bit more come in, and then we'll just read it all off, and that might be our basketball coverage for today. Because the matchups aren't. If you guys have any suggestions for college basketball matchups, I don't. I think I whiffed yesterday on a couple of them. You guys gave me. That's why I was trying to talk about Cindy's place. I said we'll go with Cindy because, and then a couple games I got beat on here on the show. Right? Terrell said the Cavs just beat the Warriors at home the other day, so the Warriors will come back and get that revenge. No problem there. I'll still take the Cavs plus these points, but uh, interesting you said that because I was like, I when I thought about it, I'm like, oh, I just said the other day that the Cavaliers and Warriors played in the NBA Finals, and I was wondering if I was having deja vu or if I had lost my mind. All right, we've got plenty of hockey. I'm going to try to find a way to get through all these games and get us some plays here on the ice tonight. I do love this is what you came for, so I do love the hockey card, and if I love it, let's win on the show. Final. All right, let me refresh here. Hey, Perky made it, everybody, and he's talking about his play on Michigan. So I've been talking about it all day. Perky, his big play today on Michigan. He is not worried about Harbaugh. He likes the fact that Harbaugh won't. He thinks when a team gets this type of turmoil, that's what he wants. That's what he wants to get on. He said, this is if anything, right? It's giving Perky the value he's looking for with the Wolverines now. I don't know. He says drop, he's obviously bought about a field goal here, but remember Michigan State Michigan was a little bit higher and now they've dropped to about 4.5 in that big game today. And Perky said, he's buying about a field goal here. Maybe you just want to take it on the money line to be safe. But no doubt, Perky is wanting to, fade the news a little bit here and take Michigan without Harbaugh coaching. Look, They might have even been prepared for this, like I said. Yeah, does it look like they found out when they were on the plane? Yeah, but maybe Jim Harbaugh had a feeling they might try to do something. I kind of we're missing game. If I were Jim Harbaugh and I'm rich, I would have a lawyer actually, and I would try to get an injunction that I could coach this game. I don't think maybe the Big Ten is actually overstepping its bounds. In fact, they are overstepping their bounds. I believe that they've made a big mistake here in this whole situation. So, whereas I was, certainly a little bit critical of Michigan, uh, only because they're flaunting all of this, right? With the sign stealing. Like I said, everyone's doing it. They're just doing it in one way or another, or maybe some aren't doing it, but it's a non-issue, uh, you know, like we talked about. It's a non-story, Ari. I'm sorry we keep talking about it. For some reason, they're talking about it on ESPN 59 minutes out of every 60 minutes today. So I guess it's not that big of a story, but nonetheless, you know, Michigan is having to make a few adjustments on the fly. There is going to be a little bit of clunkiness to whatever they have to do to get it done. It may look seamless on the field. They may roll them here, but this is a huge game against one of the toughest opponents in the country this year, no doubt. One of the biggest games of the season. So, but that's Perky's play, everybody. Thank you, Perk. All right, we got one early game on the ice. The Blue Jackets and the Red Wings here. Husso is confirmed in goal for the Red Wings here in this one. And well, it's Saturday. You're probably going to get some chalk from me. I don't want to get too creative here. And you're also probably going to get some of my best plays here today. It feels like. Yeah, I'll have a hockey card tonight, but I do like the hockey card quite a bit. And I'm not going to probably get a huge premium card out of it with some of these favorites. So let's go ahead and lay the Red Wings here at home with this price. I think I'm willing to do it. We laid some chalk yesterday, got it done, and I feel pretty comfortable about this one as well. Right now, Columbus coming in with a 4-6-3 record here, and I want to take the Red Wings. And let me make sure on these lines because these are definitely from last night. I was trying to stay ahead of it and make sure get the lines in early with all these games. So I want the Red Wings here. It is going to be a favorite here. Thanks, Nathan, for your other plays there. I'm going to take Detroit to open up the card here in a morning in an early contest, 1 Eastern and 10 Pacific. Another day game with the Dallas Stars on the road here against the Winnipeg Jets. This looks like Ottinger and Hellebuck are the expected starters here in this one. And I know where I'm going here. And in fact, I'll even update it to 620. I'll up to 620. I am going over. I think there are probably 5.5s to be had out there. If you so choose, you could get out there right now and take it. Look, the moves on the under are kind of sailing in here. I know it's a Dallas game. I get all that. The Sharps are rolling in here on this under probably by a 4-1 margin, the way I see it right now. But remember, Winnipeg is 8-5 to the over so far this season, and Dallas, well, they are five. They have 7 unders and 5 overs. I mean, that might be expected, certainly, with the Stars and their top-notch goaltending. But I don't think necessarily that I'd be too upset if it was 5.5 over and I laid some juice here. I know I can get that 5.5 over, just putting a make it a little bit tougher here anyway. So Winnipeg 3-2 to the over as an underdog, um, mostly because Winnipeg's at home. I'm going with the over in this one, especially if Dallas is going to be favored. So it could be 3-2, and you know what they say about 3-2. If it's 3-2, it's 4-2. That would at least ensure the push. Fernando says, "Give me the Stars money line and the over in this one." Boston Bruins on the road, huge favorite here against the Montreal Canadiens. What? You're going to beat the Boston Bruins against the Montreal Canadiens? This is a new era for the Montreal Canadiens. I mean, come on. Have these guys not been watching what's going on at this point with my Montreal Canadiens? They're going to win this game, probably. I would look. I mean, I'm not going to I'm gonna give him out on the puck line. I like to win. I like to try to look like I'm, giving out the best advice. I'm gonna take Montreal on the money line tonight for sure. I might even, you know, lay a goal and a half. I want Montreal. Look, they're not doing very well on the puck line at home, but they've been a favorite in a couple of them as well. Boston's been demolishing the puck line on the road. They are 5-1, but 6-4 uh, as a favorite. They've actually been an underdog three of the times on the road and won all the a puck line underdog. Believe it or not, Boston was in some of those early good matchups. So we know they played a few tough games already. But I want Montreal, man. I'm taking my Habs for sure. This is a game I feel like they want, and they're playing well. Matt might go over in this one. I'm on Montreal on the puck line, but I'm on Montreal on the money line. I'm on Montreal minus a half a goal, minus a goal and a half. I'm Montreal on regular anything on the words Montreal in hockey at least. I'm gonna be on it today. And um, I could get over if let me see here. Well, I would just comment on the total because it could be a premium for me. I think I like the over, but I don't think we could. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're all sixes. They're all sixes. Okay, no problem. Salty fly guy looks like he wants Bruin. It looks like look. I know I'm going to be on an island here. Nobody wants Montreal. I do. And remember, I'm a Montreal fan. I follow Montreal heavy as one of my favorite teams. Always reading Montreal cover. I'm always reading Canadians, beat writers. Because if you want to be a Montreal fan, you gotta. It's been a long 20 years. Hurricanes and Lightning NBA, NHL action here for Saturday, and this one's probably pretty much a toss-up here, I would think, with Carolina and Tampa Bay. In fact, Carolina is the slight favorite, but I think DraftKings might be moving to Tampa Bay here as a favorite soon, but I don't know why. I mean, I think Carolina comes in and wins this one. Yeah, Kashetkov is going to be in there in goal against my man Jonas Johansson. But for the Lightning here, what is that line right? Okay, let me fix the line at least here on the screen if I'm gonna I'll just call it a pick'em so I don't have to move it because it does feel like it's kind of moving the direction right now of the Lightning, and I don't like it. I like the Hurricanes in this one, so I might actually end up. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm fading the move here to a certain extent, but I think Carolina. I think they'll probably end up look at 6.5. That is a little bit of concern for me, but I would think it could go over in this one tonight, and that would be probably the direction I would look. But let me give out the. Let me go ahead. Oh man, I want to play the Hurricanes tonight a little bit. Maybe give out the over, but let's just give out the Hurricanes. There's a lot of games. I want to make sure I give you guys my best play, and I'm gonna take Carolina tonight. I do like it as a near premium, if not a premium, for me in this one. It's yeah. Do I throw that word out a lot? Do I throw the freemium out there? Maybe so, but Carolina, they're 8-6, but their puck line has been terrible, no doubt about it. But here, especially if it switches, they'll probably end up. Let me see what it is right now for the Hurricanes. Are they still laying the goal and a half? Yeah, yeah, I guess they are. So, no problem there. But it's just funny because Carolina 3-9 is a puck line favorite, and that's what they are right now. And they get into a situation where they actually are laying, uh, you know, uh, for example, in this game, laying a goal and a half at, plus big money. So it is kind of tough sometimes to get those, and the stats can be a little bit misleading. But all I'm doing is trying to win the game here against Tampa Bay. So Carolina 8-6, Tampa Bay 6-4-4. And thank you, Nanya. Great to see you. Hi. And Blake stealing the signs. How about when they have like the four quarterbacks standing one another and they're all making the same motion. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? When you could do NFL, they have a coach and sometimes he, you know, covers so you can't read his lips and he says it right into the quarterback's ear like a catcher to a pitcher. Get with the programs, man. Get with the technology. College football. Oh, but I heard someone say some of the programs don't have the money. You don't have the money to invest in some headset technology. If you don't have the money to invest in headset, you don't have you don't. I don't care what level you're at. Division three can afford a headset. The high school, I go to. I know how Ramon talks about high school. Go to high school football game. The games I go to, they've got televisions on the sideline. The team goes and sits on the bench, and the coach is like on a tablet, and he's like drawing on the tablet, and it's showing on the TV. I mean, and these are like the middle of the road high schools. I say middle of the road. I mean, the ones they're like the one down the street. Coaches spend a few $1,000s on this, on this stuff. So if I think college football can afford it. How do we get here? I'm talking hurricanes and lightning. Give me the hurricanes in this one. Oh man, how do they even let me keep this show? Hey, we're approaching that 40,000. Like and subscribe. Where's Thomas Lewis today? Like and subscribe to the channel. Tony's going to be at 40,000 next week, and just great, man. I mean, look, there are a lot of channels out there. We love the guys across the street. We love watching those shows, but there are other big name channels out there. No bigger. There's only one bigger than Tony, really. And who built it? Tony. Tony built it. And I'm just happy to be along for the ride. All right. Here comes the Canucks taking on the Maple Leafs in this one with looks like Demko and Samsonov is definitely confirmed in goal here for the Maple Leafs today. And the Maple Leafs are favored, but I'm not sure I want. I might be looking to take some dogs here. I said chalky, but I don't know. I think I'm going to be on the Vancouver side in this one today. Plus $1.10, $1.15, whatever I can get. I'm taking Vancouver on the road. Come on. Vancouver right now feels so good. Yeah, it could be tough playing the Maple Leafs. Could be, but right now, no hotter than the Canucks. I've already moved them way up, you guys. I mean, maybe this isn't real. Maybe they won't win 50 games even here. But looking at the demise of some of the other, Canadian teams a little bit, I've moved Vancouver up in the Pacific Division past those Alberta teams. They're 10-2-1 right now, and they're 12-1 on the puck line. I mean, come on, we're taking the Canucks to win this game. Yeah, is Toronto 7-5-2 doing a pretty good job? Yeah, but are they 4-10 on the puck line? Yeah, I'm not suggesting the puck line, but I think the puck line is a great barometer of how teams do, in their money line coverage a little bit as well. So Toronto's been absolutely overrated so far this season, money wise. Now, look, it's getting pretty cheap here. I think I even have a bad price on the screen. It might even be a little lower. We might even be even money now with Vancouver, the hottest, biggest store. We say they're we talk about this and yeah, let me move it. I'm showing $1.15 now. This is ridiculous. So I think everyone's kind of getting with the Canucks program here a little bit and how hot they've been. I'll take them again today. Why not? Maybe the bubble will burst a little bit. This is a tough matchup, but uh, the Canucks. It still feels like they're flying under the radar a little bit with this situation. I mean, 10 wins already. It came so quickly, so fast. Even I like to always brag about being on out front of the curve. Wasn't on Toronto, but I mean on Vancouver. But I'd say we've caught up quickly. Struck here a few times with them. We're gonna do it one more time here tonight. Calgary is going to take on Ottawa in hockey night action for Saturday with looks like um, Dustin Wolf here on the road. Corpusalo is likely. That one confirmed just within about the last hour or so in this one. And, well, for me, I would think that Ottawa at home here as a favorite, that might be the direction that I could be looking. And we'll see in this one. And I do expect this one. If look, Wolf is in there for Calgary and the way it's been going right now. I'm going to do a double play here. Million games today. I'll find premiums. And I'm not sure if I have one more solid than the other. I want Ottawa. I want the over. Simple as that. Double play on this one for me. Uh, Free plays are a dime a dozen. And that's what you're here for, these hockey plays. We hit our strong percentage. So one play, two play, it doesn't matter. I'm giving out two in this one. We're gonna have some fun tonight. I love this card. Let's take Ottawa, laying some chalk. But I see more action just rolled in here within the last couple of minutes. What is so a dollar? I'm listing $1.45 right there. Um, could be a nickel cheaper or so, but this one was as low just to show that there has been some action here on Ottawa for certain. I do show Ottawa was as low as $1.30, and I'm going to take them here, Ottawa, and the over double play here on the show. You guys have some plays here. And Nathan, thank you for that. Yep. And Salty was on. Sorry if I missed the plays there on the Ottawa game, you guys. And Mike's ready to talk abs and blues. Hi, Mike. Fernando's on the Canucks. Blake says PEDs should be legal. How about this? Right. What I thought was now I don't know nowadays because the football league was we're kind of in bed with the NFL now. The merger, the XFL, the USFL. Football's too serious to be like the XFL was the first time. But how about instead the XFL should have went in the totally different direction and they should have said we allow steroids. Our football league allows steroids, okay? And then all the guys jacked up. You want to beat the NFL? There you go. I'm a dirty man, aren't I? All right, here we go. Buffalo and Pittsburgh in this one, and wow, Pittsburgh here favored tonight against uh, Buffalo, and probably going to get chalky here in this one with the Pens. I don't I don't know. I'm not trusting Buffalo at all, and my pledge is to give out a play. Yeah, did I just talk a bunch of smack how I love all these hockey games? Probably not feeling too great about giving out a big favorite here like Pittsburgh, but this is the only way that I can see it at this point. Doesn't feel if it goes much higher, I would probably be scared. And this one, well, maybe there is a little move on Buffalo. It's supposed to be on Pittsburgh. Hmm. Ramon may be misinterpreting the line for once. Let's bring it back on screen here. Total definitely is a lot of sevens out there. Pretty much all seven unders. In fact, some of them are seven under 30. You can usually expect it to be a little bit bigger than seven under 20 once it gets to seven. I'm just on Pittsburgh. Let me check the goalies here because with Hellberg, we know the situation for Pittsburgh right now is that Yari was injured. I think he got a concussion. I was watching the game when it happened, and I wasn't sure. It was like he got hit by his own guy, and then the other guy, and then he was down. Um, I think he still stopped the puck because he's Tristan Yari and Pittsburgh here. I'm willing to lay $1.70 with Magnus Hellberg in here in goal. I mean, Buffalo's got Luukkonen in there, so I'm not going to sweat this one too much. I'm just going to think that Pittsburgh, at least right now, can get this. Buffalo's been decent. I mean, they've 9-5 against the puck line, and that kind of stands out to me in situations like this usually, but not here, not tonight, even with um, the backup in here, Hellberg. I think he's a third goalie, actually, right? All right. I just want to look at those puck line numbers though here real quick if I could, because Buffalo has been awesome, no doubt about it. But and I guess you could take him again tonight and not be wrong. Buffalo 6-0 so far against us on the puck line on the road, 7-1 on the puck line as an underdog. Pittsburgh just 2-4 on the puck line at home. So it's not a terrible price either here, but I've just got it I've got it Pittsburgh, and that's just the way it is. I would honestly say that these stats favor Buffalo pretty heavily as far as getting the money on the puck line, making it possibly a one-goal game, and it's plus 1.5, minus 165, 170. It's kind of the same price as the Pittsburgh money line. So either one way or the other, maybe there is no value necessarily. So I can get away with coming in with Pittsburgh if I think they're going to win this game. And eh, either way, right? Unless you think the Sabres are, going to come in and win this game, which you're entitled to. All right. All right, those Capitals and Islanders. Brent was giving me a hard time, or not a hard time, because I've certainly, said that the Caps are, playing better than everybody wanted to give them credit for after that slow start, right? I mean, they've been pretty crappy, and at the start of the season, and now they're 6-4-2. I mean, they technically have more points, I believe, than the Islanders coming into this game. Also, the Capitals with that slow start, 3-9 to the under so far this season. But let's take a look. Let me take a peek here and see if there's been any move while I've been on the air here, because I know which way I'm going unless something crazy's happened. And whoops. Line currently sitting at $1.80, $1.85 or so, and the total is 6, maybe 6 flat right now. Did see a move a little while ago coming in on the over. That's the way it's been moving, but I don't necessarily trust it. What I want to do is take Washington here on the puck line at plus 1.5. Whoa, oh boy. All right, I'll still do it. I said it. Washington plus 1.5 at minus 170. This might qualify as my least favorite game on the card right now, but the Islanders are just 4-8 on the puck line so far, and I believe it's. Let me take a look at these numbers here. Like I said, Washington 3-9 to the under, and the Islanders 1-5-1 to the under as a favorite. So I think that is something to consider as well. But the Islanders so far as a puck line favorite, they are 2-8 in their last 10 games on the puck line. Washington not much better, 3-7 in their last 10. We're getting to double-digit games right now, so this is within this season, both teams performing poorly. But like I said, for the Islanders, 2-6 against the puck line at home. Meanwhile, Washington is 500 on the puck line on the road, and um, as an underdog. So we are having to lay the price here, certainly. But the Islanders. Um, at -1.5 at +150. I don't think that quite equals up when you're 2-6 at home against the puck line. So not too happy, not too interested in this game. I don't know if this will qualify for a TV tonight with everything that's going on. So Coyotes and Predators, NHL action here. This one's for Saturday night with the Coyotes on the road. Our Coyotes, they've had a great run so far with their 6-6-1 record and 8-5 against the puck line so far this season. In Nashville, just 5-8. Been a kind of a rough start for the Predators. Not say we didn't see it coming, but felt like we've kind of been cautious with Nashville thus far. I mean, they're a pretty big favorite here, and I don't know, for our Coyotes, I thought maybe they're worth a look, but I'm not sure I'm interested in the side here. I want to go over. I believe we're already getting a pretty rough number at 6 under because it opened 5.5 over 30. Probably if you go down to 5.5, you're gonna be looking at least minus $1.45 or $1.50. I would think right now, but at 6 at even, maybe even it could be a little higher, but that seems like a fair price at the moment, and I'm wanting to go over with the Coyotes and the Predators tonight. The Arizona Coyotes are 8-5 to the over so far this season. Nashville's been pretty even there as far as the total is concerned, but of late they have been having a few more overs. They are 7-3 to the over their last 10 after going under in their first 3 games this season. For Arizona, it's been all not all overs, but consistently going over right now. Not only the 8-5, but also 5-3 to the over as an underdog. So I'm going to take the over in this one and figure this one's got to get maybe at least to 7 goals. I mean, I really have it graded out. Whenever I'm a grade, if a game to me it grades out at anywhere close to 6.5, to me that's fine because I know we don't want to push, but getting that 6 number is so important. That's why we crush the NHL totals, you guys, and that's why if you look at my record, I have like 43 draws. Because there is some safety. It's uncomfortable in hockey, right? I mean, we all love overs, but hockey's like the most uncomfortable to a certain extent in a way, right? I say we all love overs. I mean, I know I'm the Undertaker, making Mugga, making unders great again. What other under slogans can I have? Give me the over in this one. All right, Blues and Avalanche here. And we got the 250 favorite here for the Avalanche, probably even higher at this point. Oh, just shocked myself. Shocked myself on my computer. All right, Avalanche here. Yeah, 250, maybe even a little buyback here at 245. And I'm all about it. Give me the Blues here on the puck line. I know we can get a good price on this one. Jeez, minus $1.25. These bookmakers are going to break me. But I'll take the Blues here tonight against the Avalanche. on the road. Blues have been fine. I mean, they're 6-5-1. I think they're doing a pretty nice job. I think uh, you know, 3-9 to the under. I will note that as well. So if this one does stay under tonight, I don't know if I was necessarily looking at the total just yet. I really didn't have it one way or the other uh, for now, but I definitely think St. Louis feels like the spot for me. I might even do a little bit of money line. Maybe the Blues can get. I know that the public's going to be on. I was hoping it'd be a little bit higher. I was hoping to get one of those runaway favorites here to a certain extent. Now, Colorado's been covering puck lines, no doubt about it. They're 4-1 at home on the puck line, so a little bit of they've had some success. The Blues, like I said, they have covered some puck lines certainly with a record of 6-6 on the puck line, but Colorado 7-5 on the puck line so far to go with their 8-4 record. But I've got the spot. Whatever the spot is, this is it for me. And I'm taking the Blues tonight plus a goal and a half at minus $1.25. Burner will take the Blues. And Matt says abs in regulation, right? And I think that's the different. I mean, look, I respect all the guys making the content, and I will say I think too many content creators are all about the favorites, and it's hard to look bad, right? I mean, but again, I think one thing like I'm down on the leans. Like, please, if I ever say lean, just yell at me or something, right? You get one opportunity. I've garnered all your attention here. The 3 or 4 dozen of you every day, and I appreciate you guys so much. I look at every game, and I'm not going to waste your time. If it's a if it's a grade out even, I'm just going to look to the side of the total. I'll find a little something to lean. I'm going to give out a play. You don't need my leans. You need my opinions. Or maybe you don't need them, but you're going to get them if you're here. I'm not going to leave you hanging. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to give out an opinion, and I mean, why are you going to pass if, in general, you're probably going to be 55% anyways if you're okay, if you're good, if you're decent, right? So just give out your opinion. There's no need, pass. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna give you out probably out of the next 100 plays. I'm gonna give you here probably gonna give you out 45 losers, and if you don't, if that's too bad, you might want to walk out the door right now. But you know what you're going to get with me. Here we go. Oilers and Kraken in this one. Hope you're having fun. Hey, let's get some hockey night in Seattle. Kraken, maybe are the Kraken starting to breathe a little life in that sea urchin here, raising its tail from the ocean and going up against what is going on with this line? I mean, is it real? The Kraken, are they? The Oilers are 2-9 right now, 2-10 on the puck line. They're a road favorite here. I don't know what's going on. I mean, who would want the Oilers? Okay, maybe tonight's the night. And the last night, here's the thing. Okay, I'm happy. We're getting our hockey going. We're starting to, looks like we're starting to cook a little bit. We've lost some money on the Oilers. I've lost some money on the Oilers, on the Flames a little bit. I trusted the Alberta teams, and now it's not turning around. Is today supposed to turn around? The Oilers are favored here on the road against the Kraken. Have the Kraken disappointed? Off of last year, you might say they have, but like I said, maybe the Kraken are starting to come back here a little bit. Let's update this line. It's probably $1.25, $1.20 right now, but who wants any part of the Oilers right now? We're going to find a way to the Kraken here tonight. Now, I'm not going to give it out here on the show because I think I want to. And here comes another steam move on Edmonton right this second as I speak. Caesars is line is moving here on Edmonton. They're probably back. Now they did hit it at like $1.15, so it got a little bit low there. I get it, a little bit of buyback, but I'm going under here in this one for sure. I don't know. I might be giving out my. Well, Wow, maybe I like Seattle enough that they're premium too. So let me give out the under here at 6.5. In fact, it might be a little bit juiced to the under. Let me make sure I penalize myself properly and give it a really juiced up line because I think you're going to see at least 6.5 under 20 at a minimum here. And I do like the under. I like it strong. This is a strong play. Probably if it were on a weeknight and we had 10 or 15 games, this would be a premium. There's a million games tonight. Let's take the under with the Oilers and the Kraken. You know, Oilers been going over so far this season, no doubt. I don't have in the uh, statistical backing necessarily in this one. I have the eye test with this one with the Oilers and the Kraken tonight. One thing I will say is the Seattle at home, as they've started to play a little bit better now, they're playing a little bit better defense so far, and in some of these games where they've been a dog, they've been going under. So looks like you guys are starting to maybe get ready to kind of get with the Kraken a little bit. Maybe here, maybe you guys think they're ready to, and I'm not sure. And you know, I don't know. It looks like it just feels like good value. Uh, please inform me what is going on with the Oilers that they deserve to be the road favorite here in this one. Maybe the it's like I gave them too many chances, right? I'm not one of those never going to bet on this team again. I might be in Oilers next game. Who knows? All right, Flyers and my Kings. Wow, Kings. Hey, we had them the other night, right? So here's the thing I was talking about. Like maybe the talking heads, the YouTubers give out too many because you don't want to be wrong. I mean, I liked the Kings the other night. I don't care if the going up against one of the best teams in the league. I like the spot. I'm going to just give them out on the air. No skin off of my back. Going to lose 45 out of 100 games, but I feel good about the play. Feel good about my Kings, and they got it done the other night with a 3-0 shutout on the road against the best team in the league, apparently, not named the Vancouver Canucks. So the Kings just continue to roll right now. This is great. And almost setting me up for disappointment down the line. But hey, we were on the Flyers too. How about that? We got a win with the Flyers last night at the Ducks. Now we do have the back-to-back here, obviously, for the Flyers tonight, but they are still just staying in LA. So here's the scoop with tonight's game with Ramon. I'm on the Flyers. We'll take him on the puck line because my Kings are going to find a way to win this game. But be careful. This is not the spot. Uh, it's easy to say it's not the spot for the Flyers because they're on the back to back. The old baked in the cake type of thing. It might be in there. Or the King. We've seen the Kings laying some big prices so far, no doubt about it. 240 even against the Flyers here. I'm on the Flyers. Come on. Um, I love the Kings, no doubt about it. And I would think, um, eh, let's see if there's 6.5s because if it get, I don't necessarily want to go on the over just yet. There was reported steam on the over here in this game. I'm not sure I trust it. I mean, at 6.5, I might actually end up on the under here. In fact, it is. Let me update it at least, and then we'll be done with the segment. We got to be done with the show here. I got to go. 6.5 under. We'll call it 6.5. We'll call it 6.5 under 20 for sure. But I do think. They're probably getting a little carried away. This one might be. I'm thinking this might actually be be a low here. Peak of the goalies here, real quick. Speaking of quick, right? How about quick and the job he's doing with the Rangers? Okay, well, looks like Talbot and Urson right now, and that's another factor. People don't like Urson, and I'm not sure I like Urson either. I mean, he might be one of definitely not one of the best backups in the league, but I just feel like it's a gut instinct, if you will. Again, I've watched every Kings game. I think this one's going to be play with their minds a little bit. I'm on the Flyers puck line tonight. Yeah, right. Thank you, Ferner. And I appreciate you guys, the real day oneers, the guys who are know the flow of the and know that what I'm really, and no doubt, Mike, we're taking the price here, but know the way that I kind of look at things, right? I mean, when I say that human algorithm, right? I'm kind of the guy that wants to look into the minds a little bit of the players. It's not a you know um, the worst one. Hey, I'm a reporter, you guys. I interview players for years after the game. You know what? I never ask someone, what was your mindset? What was your mindset? Your mind was set. I'll say, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? But I'm not gonna. What was your mindset? Thank you guys. That I think. Oh, we're gonna do the steam. Oh, I got two more things for you. Gotta go. I gotta go. Here we go. Canadian Football League semifinals. Chad Allen is back, and for Montreal, how is that going to affect the game here today against the Toronto Argonauts in the CFL semifinals? We're ready to go as we approach the Grey Cup. One of these two teams will go to the Grey Cup. Will it be the Montreal Alouettes? Will it be the Toronto Argonauts? CFL action here. This one is for Saturday. Hey, you got to check these out, man. This is it. This is the conference finals, basically. So you want to see the best teams, the best games. Today is the day. This one goes off at 3 Eastern and 12 Pacific. Here come those soccer finals from Gerardo. Here they go. You'd love it here with the finals going off, Gerardo. All right. Taking a peek here at the Final. 10 and a half. It was open 9.5, so it did go up to 10 and a half here. I would imagine that, because of the move here. Let me take a look. I just want to peek at the matchup anyway. And they've stopped me from giving out the CFL on the site because I was crushing it too much. So we'll try to keep you up to date and give you the uh, give you the plays. We swept them last week with the two favorites in this one, and Chad Kelly back for Toronto. But I love the job that Fajardo's done in there. Look at his targets. I think Mac, Philpott can be in there. Yeah, are they a little shallow, somewhat? Yeah, but. I think I've got to take this hook here. I'm going to take Montreal. Toronto is incredible, no doubt about it. 16-2 right now on the season, but double digits. I'm going to try Montreal here. I think Montreal has, done a great job. That's my old team. I mean, I always tell you I like these teams and that teams. Montreal Alouettes. That's my I was never an Edmonton Eskimos. Oh, did I say Eskimos? That's what they were called when I was growing up. But Montreal was my team. So, anyways, I like them here. Stanbeck's healthy. That's good too. So, all good for Montreal. Toronto's awesome. No doubt about it. And I think they have the total wrong actually there. It's just 50.5. Could be 58. To be quite honest. I mean, you'd think Chad Kelly is going to have a monster day. So, Steam play. All right. All right. The Lions and the Blue Bombers look out west. This is going to be a good one, but uh, I think Winnipeg's got too much right now. Look, Vernon Adams is great, but the Winnipeg defense, man, just it seems like they could really stop these guys today. Vernon Adams, incredible, no doubt about it. Um, Caleros has been good. Oliveira has been running great this season, man. Top back. I thought Oliveira, top back in the league. Lawler, terrific today. You got to figure he'll have a touchdown now. There are, I believe, some injuries for Winnipeg that are of concern. Bailey, Dembski, also. I've seen those guys on the report, and those are two key guys. But I feel like the Blue Bombers defense too strong. I like the Blue Bombers here in this one. to cover this number. Blue Bombers 14-4. BC comes in 12-6. All right, stick around. We've got the steam coming up right now. This college basketball steam. Let's get it. Got to roll it off. Get it off here quickly. And this is, I don't know. It feels like the newest part of the show. I didn't. I typed in a few games, but quite frankly, they're not really. I don't even want to preview them. The best. There's a set of FS2 is your go-to place to watch some college basketball. Like the mainstream college basketball broadcasts are going to be on FS2 today. Included in that bunch were like Milwaukee at Providence, Holy Cross at Georgetown, and these are all kind of one-sided, 20-point spreads for the most part. So, Ferner, thank you today for your picks. And, well, I want to tell you this: the computer might have crashed on the most important part, and you guys are going to be so mad if I can't get this going right now. Maybe I can start previewing. Maybe I can preview those games, and maybe we'll get what we needed here in this one. Otherwise, we got to go because top of the hour, I got another appearance too. Got a show. Hey, join me on the Who Bangin' channel, I believe, here in just a little bit. I know I missed my. I got off the air a little late last week, and I missed my segment. So, oh, you guys here, just don't think I have it for you. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Final. Here we go. All right, I'm going to bring it to you right now. Then we got to get out of here. Thank you, Lewis. Burner, thank you. All right, I'm going to give this one shot here. I think we get, because this will be our cover. And I don't want to leave you guys hanging because, like I said, the steam, whatever it was, let me get the quote too. And I know, the spread did move enough on the games to make it, that, the steam is always going to move a little bit and make it a little bit tougher to get that best number. But again, 172 and 123 is nothing to be bothered with or upset with. Here we go. We are closing in on this information here. Like I said, if I was a 62% handicapper, I'd have better technology. Never skimp on technology. Here we go. This is going to be the college basketball steam for Saturday. I'm just going to read it off here in rotation order. There's still a lot of moves. It's going to take a couple minutes. Stay tuned. Here we go. All right. Get your pens, pencils, and scorecards ready. I am almost there. Oh my gosh. If not, we're going to wrap up the show. And I appreciate you guys so much. And have a great day here. Ramon Scott will be back tomorrow. Stick around. I got this coming. Back tomorrow. NFL football. Here we go. College football steam from our friends at Don Best. Anybody from Don Best? KW, anybody watching, you want to sponsor this segment? Let me know. Maybe I can get free service instead of spending hundreds of dollars on it. All right. Texas State at a pick'em. Texas State, Miami of Ohio, under 137. Arkansas State, Bowling Green, over 155. Monroe, Central Michigan, under 138.5. Georgia Southern, Eastern Michigan, over 145. Georgia State, -4. Georgia State and Western Michigan, over 145. Cornell and Fordham, over 149. Old Dominion and Ball, over 142. Notre Dame minus 4.5. Western Carolina and Notre Dame over 140.5. Creighton minus 22.5. North Dakota State and Creighton over 148.5. South Alabama and Buffalo under 146.5. Utah Tech and Jacksonville State under 143. Appalachian State and Northern Illinois over 143.5. East Carolina minus 12. Canisius plus 12. Tennessee Martin and Mississippi State under 143.5. Montana State plus 12. Montana State and Seattle under 143. Milwaukee plus 16. Milwaukee and Providence over 151. Ohio at a pick. Lafayette, I'm sorry, Louisiana and Toledo over 154. Fresno and Kent under 139. Illinois State and St. Louis over 145.5. Siena and Richmond under 142.5. Omaha and North Texas over 136.5. Utah State and Bradley under 137. San Luis Obispo and Wyoming on over 136. Long Beach State plus 1. Long Beach State and DePaul over 156. UC San Diego minus 3. That's UC San Diego minus 3 over University of San Diego. UCSD minus 3 is the steam. New Mexico State and UC Irvine under 141.5. High Point plus 4. Houston minus 33. Wilmington and Asheville over 143. Marist plus 3. Marist and Baltimore County under 144.5. Mount St. Mary's minus 15.5. Albany plus 6. And Stetson plus 10.5. That's going to do it. Thanks for joining me, Ramon Scott. Catch you tomorrow morning steam. Thanks for spending 2 hours with me. I'll be back tomorrow on Sunday, NFL Sunday. Join me then. Thanks a lot, everybody. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Pick up my premium picks for today. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. That saves you 20%. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott.